Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. It's Monday, so you know what that means. It's time to buy some more dividend paying stocks. If you've been following this journey, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so that you do not miss future videos. Also, please click the like button to help grow this channel and get the word out on dividend growth investing. Getting paid just for owning stocks. This is what dividend growth investing is all about. This is my weekly buy video. My current strategy is to deposit $100 of my own money per week and let the portfolio do the heavy lifting for me going forward. All dividends received will be reinvested back into that stock from which it was received. My goal is to put this money to work for me in the long term to build a growing and reliable income stream. I am a long-term buy and hold investor who focuses primarily on individual blue chip stocks as well as ETFs and CEFs. What we are looking at right now is my taxable M1 stock brokerage account, my Average Joe Dividends portfolio. This is about 15% of my net worth. I encourage that you have a big base of ETFs like VTI, VU, SCHD before you go picking individual stocks. So let's just take a look at the 1-year performance of this portfolio. You can see about a year ago, the portfolio was right about $200,000. We are in excess of $238,000, approaching $240,000. You can see we've been going up since late October. You can see that climb right there. So the portfolio, just the stock market in general, is doing quite well. I think a lot of it has to do with NVIDIA. And yes, NVIDIA is in this portfolio, and I think it's helping it just a little bit. So I'm going to jump to the activity log, and we'll take a look here. We can see there is my deposit of $100, and here is the 10 buys that were executed. I picked 5 stocks at $20 a piece, so that accounts for $100 of it, but the $47.42, those were dividends that I received Saturday morning. I woke up on Saturday morning and I had all these dividends right here, the $47.42, just waiting to be reinvested. So I'll click here on the 10 buys. We'll take a look at what I picked. Anything with a $20 value is a stock that I thought was a good buy. Right now, of course, this is not investment advice. These are just positions where I think it's a good idea to dollar cost average into them. And first up, HP, $20, Best Buy, $20. Black Hills, this was a dividend drip. Pepsi, $20. Home Depot, $20. KKR, dividend drip. Aflac, $8.82, also a dividend drip. Kroger, $4.25, dividend drip. Kimberly-Clark is the last one I chose, $20. And then Pinnacle West, that was a dividend drip. I'll show you also the results of these purchases, the $20 per each company, as well as the dividend drips, how that increases my dividend income. So what we're going to do next is we're going to jump over to a Google Docs spreadsheet, and I'll leave a link below, and I'll show you what this tracks here, starting with company, ticker symbol, the share price. Share price is pulled with a simple Google Finance function. Number of shares, and I use a VLOOKUP on the M1 data tab. We're going to update that in just a moment. And here's the current market value, my cost basis, and the gain or loss in each position. You can see I'm slightly down in General Mills, just 99 cents there. And here is the gain or loss percentage. And here's the dividend per share. This is quarterly, with the exception of those in blue. O and BST are both monthly payers. The rest pay every quarter. And here is the current yield percentage if you were to buy shares today. Here's the yield on my cost. In this case, for Fifth Third, it's higher because I have a gain in this position, so my yield on cost is 4%. And here's the pay date. I have everything sorted by the pay date because I want to know how much I'm getting paid, as well as when I'm going to get paid. So we can see here are the dividend drips I had. There's the 47.42. And the estimated dividend, this is what the new dividend is going to be for next quarter. So in June, these numbers are going to go up slightly for these because I reinvested those dividends. And we can see here, there's the dividends paid. So far we covered that. The total dividends for each position. Let's take a look at something like SCHD. I've received nearly $4,000 in dividends from SCHD, over $5,000 in dividends from BST. And I also track the last increase. You can see Oracle last March gave me a 25% dividend increase. And we'll see what Oracle does here in March. They haven't announced their dividend increase, so I'm eagerly awaiting that one. Hopefully it's another 25%er and we'll get that dividend well over $5. So let's scroll down here to the bottom of the sheet. The color key here, we are in the month of March, so we are in month 3 of quarter 1, so I have that in dark green. We can see the total market value of this portfolio. Here's my cost basis. Here's my gain so far with this portfolio. Here's the average yield percentage of the portfolio and my average yield on cost for the portfolio. Here is what the quarterly dividends are for this portfolio. Since I have a couple monthly payers, I have to add those in twice. You can see the math for that. And then I also break it down by monthly and quarterly here again, and annual. So annual, over $11,000 in annual dividend income for this portfolio, which is quite nice. I have some other things here. Here's where I go to get my dividend raise information over at Seeking Alpha. I use Dividend Investor to check on dividend declarations. You can see here's my strategy for the portfolio. Like I said in the intro, $100 per week, Monday buy. Dividends are reinvested back into the company which paid them. If a dividend is cut or suspended, that stock will be sold. And I'm a buy and hold investor. You can see SCHD, this is the largest position within this portfolio. And I'm tracking the dividends going forward. I'm expecting a dividend declaration in March, actually March 19th. I'm predicting a 62% quarterly dividend for Q1. We'll see what that winds up. So my dividend income is going to be decreased by that temporarily, because you can see SCHD always, at least historically I should say, has announced a Q1 is their low dividend, and usually Q4 is their larger one. In 2023 you can see it they really increased it there. So it's going to go from 74.2 cents probably to 62. Then I also track here like the high watermarks of VTI. We can see we're at all-time stock market record highs, but SCHD is still off by nearly 5%. And so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some data from M1 so we can update the total number of shares in my cost basis for those 10 positions where I added income to them. We're going to see this go up. The monthly, quarterly, annual is going to go up, and we're going to track that over here in the monthly average dividend tracking tab. You can see here the $100 deposit and those dividend drips. Here's our starting point, $932.25, and this is going to go up slightly with that $100 deposit, like I said, in those drips. So we're going to see by how much. So we're going to go grab this data over here in the holdings tab. This shows all my 55 holdings sorted from the largest holding to the smallest. You can see SCHD up there, by far the largest. So it's a very well diversified portfolio, just counting SCHD, but I fill in some of the gaps where SCHD doesn't have REITs and things like that, and maybe some positions I want a little bit more of. And of course, as they say, personal finance is very personal, so I'd never tell you what to invest in. So there's my advice there. So I'm going to do a paste special, values only. And what it's going to do is it's going to paste everything into one column. It's very messy, but over here on columns B and C, it's going to pull the shares and cost basis for each of the positions. You can see SHD, it lined up the shares and cost basis, and it's going to do a VLOOKUP over in the portfolio tab over here. So we can see here now we're up to 932.72. I'm going to put that in there, 932.72. So just with a $100 deposit and those dividend reinvestments, it increased my monthly income by 47 cents. Doesn't sound like much, but not a whole lot really happened there. It wasn't like a huge event like SCHD increasing their dividend. I'm going to go back and try to find that one. Like when they increased their dividend to 74 cents, it increased my monthly income by $32.50. But some of that's going to be eroded as we have a lower dividend announced. Again, I'm predicting 62 cents. Let me know in the comments what do you think SCHD will announce for a Q1 2024 dividend. Let's go take a look at the effect on those dividend drifts. We can see with KKR, it's just going to add 1 cent. So in June, I'll get $2.35 if I don't buy any more shares of these stocks. You can see it added a nickel to Aflac, 3 cents to Kroger, and Pinnacle West add a dime. You can see how Black Hills is now over $25. So you can see that one was more substantial. Of course, it paid a larger dividend, as well as the yield of Black Hills is pretty high. You can see though, still down in this position. A lot of the utilities have been struggling lately, but I think long term, I think Black Hills is a good investment to hold. But of course, that's just my opinion, and it's not financial advice. Let's go take a look at the dividend tracker tab here. I've been doing these videos since January 2021. You can see the starting portfolio value here. My first dividends paid here, tracking here. And of course, every March, June, September, December will be the largest payers because most of my stocks pay their dividends in the third month of the quarter. So March is going to be a large one for me in 2024. We can see how this has gone up. Got my first dividends of over $1,000 in December 2022, and we just keep going up from there. Exceeded $1,500 in December. I don't think March is going to be quite as high, but it's definitely going to be March of 2023, and it's because again of SCHD. You can see the quarterly dividends. I've been tracking that, quarter-on-quarter increases, and annual dividends as well. Didn't even crack the $1,000 mark first year. Almost had 3,000 seconds, exceeded 10,000 in 2023. Going to easily exceed 11,000 I predict in 2024. See how the average monthly dividend has gone up. And here's the increase just so far in March. I've added $3.73 in dividend income with a month-over-month gain of 0.4%. Here's the annual dividends now. This portfolio is making $11,192.68 in annual dividend income, and I've increased that annual income by $44.80 so far. And we just started March. There's our first deposit, $100 over there. So let's go on over to the total net worth tab, and just want to show you, full disclosure, I think you should have, at least in my opinion, a strong base of ETFs and index funds. You don't just want to have a few individual positions in your portfolio. You want to be well diversified. So I have a Vanguard account, I have an IRA, a small Roth, and a taxable brokerage account over there. You can see I'm invested in these ETFs. I'm in domestic, international bonds and stocks. So good mix of that. Here's my 401k. Again, we have a Fidelity S&P 500 index fund. That's the majority of what's in my 401k, with a little bit of bonds in there. I have an M1 IRA over here. It's VU, VTI, SCHD, and BST. So you can see no individual positions in my IRA. And here's my dividend portfolio represented as one line item. And here's my cash. I like to have a lot of cash on hand to have at least a year of emergency fund, because you don't know what can happen to you, either an illness, loss of job, anything like that. I just like to have that peace of mind to have that runway. Here's my Capital One account, holding a little bit of cash because I'm holding off on paying off my credit card. This is just from 1 month. I never carry a balance on my credit cards, but I'm just letting this one kind of build up until I have to pay it, so I can earn interest in the savings account. It's just a way to make a few extra dollars on that. So I'll be paying that off tomorrow. So that's going to go down by $6,200. This will. So and here's a line for home equity. You can see my total net worth in excess of $1.5 million. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys in the video. Let me know down below what you're buying this week, and let me know what you think about the picks that I made this week. So thanks for sticking to the end of this video. Please click the like button if you got value from this video. Also, please subscribe to this video, because I put out other videos like a budget video. I show you what my expenses are and what the gap was I had each month. I think it's really important to track that, because with no gap you cannot invest and build wealth. So thanks again, everybody. I hope everyone has a great week, and everybody take care.